Hello, everybody, and welcome to the post-show for the Triple I Showcase. We are Ghost Ship Games, and we're going to do a little bit of a segment here on Roguecore. I'm Aaron Hathaway, Marketing Manager at Ghost Ship Games. With me is Mikkel and Mike. Who are you guys, and what do you do? Mike first.
Yeah, so I'm Mike, and I am the lead game designer on Roguecore.
Yeah, and my name is Mikkel, and I am game director on Roguecore.
So, at this time, we have just premiered the first gameplay trailer for Roguecore. And so we've recorded this segment to follow it up for you. We'll just give you some general details about Roguecore if you're just hearing about it now, and then afterwards, if you've been following along, you probably saw that we mentioned the closed alpha. So we'll come with details on that after. But first of all, for somebody who's maybe just tuning in and they're just hearing about Roguecore, and they don't know what it is, what is it?
So maybe I should start?
Go for it.
So the setting of Roguecore is that the mining corporation, Deep Rock Galactic, they have discovered this super precious mineral called Expenite at the core of planet Hoxxes. And they have established mining facilities down there. And then in an event called the Greyout, they have lost all contact with the mining facilities. And then they have called in an elite unit of dwarves, special elite unit, called the Reclaimers. And the Reclaimers are sort of like called for when Deep Rock Galactic has problems that they need fixing for. And so you play as one of the Reclaimers, and you are sent into Hoxxes to reclaim mining facilities that has been lost.
Gotcha. And what kind of a game is it? Genre-wise, is it action? Is it role play? Is it romance? What are we doing?
Well, it's a cooperative shooter, and it is set up as a roguelite. I mean, there you go.
All right.
I think I can add here that one of the things that we are trying to do with our take on the roguelite genre is that we really want to enforce the co-op, like co-op first,
okay.
In how we are playing how you're leveling up, how you're upgrading, how you're playing the game.
Yeah, I mean, just to take the further, like every aspect of it.
I think it can be said really simple. Like in many roguelikes, you are really concerned about making a build for yourself. In Roguecore, you are concerned about making the best builds for your team. So it's all about generating the best synergies and making the strongest team, not making you the strongest individual. So the way you do it is you collect this precious mineral called Expenite. And you stuff it into your new drone, which is called Ellis. And Ellis, when she's a remote Expenite processing drone, a RFD, an IBD. And when she has enough Expenite, she will actually give the team an upgrade. So the game flow is you go through multiple levels, deeper and deeper in a mining facility in order to claim it. And on each stage, you will try to maximize your power output by collecting Expenite through various events and by mining.
Yeah.
And then you will increase your power level, and then hopefully you will be powerful enough as you go deeper and face bigger threats.
Mike, it says in my notes that the concept for the game was based off a hallucination you had after taking a pill at Burning Man. Can you say more about that?
Yeah, I have never been to Burning Man.
That's what it says in my notes, Mike. I'm just joshing.
No. That was long ago and not true.
So we've got this playtest announced. The trailer came out at the end of it. You've got the closed alpha coming soon. And this is something that people have been excited about since we revealed Roguecore a year ago. So maybe we'll start getting into that and giving some details and setting some expectations for what this closed alpha is and isn't, how it'll work. So maybe can we just start? Can you talk a little bit more about what you have in mind for how this closed alpha is going to work? Like when people can expect to sign up?
I mean, the sign-ups should be running right now as we speak, right? The trailer has been running, so you should be able to go to Steam and sign up for the closed alpha.
Okay.
But I think, like in terms of the context of it, so where we're coming from, for anybody who doesn't know, we are Ghost Ship Games, and we are the developers of a game called Deep Rock Galactic. And the process of developing this game has been very special for us, and I think also for a lot of members of our community, where we are doing this what we've been calling open development, or whatever titles you want to put on it. But the point is that we are developing the game together with the community. There's a lot of this back and forth iterations where all the way from the beginning, players had access to earlier rough versions of the game.
Of Deep Rock Galactic.
Of Deep Rock Galactic, exactly. And we are planning to have a very similar process with Rogue Core. We are, of course, trying to still figure out, because, I mean, the times have changed. We're a different company, and this is a new game. And also the audience is a bit different. But still, so in that sense, this closed alpha is us launching this open development process for Rogue Core. So this is us inviting players who are interested in seeing what it is that we are making. So this is not kind of something that we're not trying to show like, hey, come look at what we've done. It's instead, it is an invitation to come and look at what we're making, come be part of it. And the game is going to change and grow and kind of like morph as this process goes.
Yeah.
And it also means that when we start inviting people into the closed alpha, it is not going to be sort of like, now it's ready. Now there is like a finished closed alpha version of the game you can go and test, right? We are going to let a bunch of people in, and then they will test and we'll get some reactions and feedback on what they're experiencing with Rogue Core. And then we will continue developing, making updates to Rogue Core, invite more people in, and vice versa, right? And then the game will develop like that. But that also means that when people are coming into Rogue Core for the first time, it will probably be rough around the edges, right? I mean, it is not going to be polished. I mean, that's not where we are with the game.
Not at all.
And I think that people should not compare our closed alpha to other closed alphas that they have experienced, right? Because this is a closed alpha leading up to an early access.
Yeah.
Right. So that's just to set the stage of how early we feel we are in the process of developing Rogue Core.
Yeah. So this isn't like this is 90% done, we just got finishing touches coming. This is like we're working on it, we're figuring this out, come and test it. If this is broken or weird, let us know.
Yeah, 100%.
What was it about, I mean, Mike, you mentioned earlier with Deep Rock and starting an early access there. What did you get out of that made you want to do this again with Rogue Core?
I think, and the thing, just to clarify, the thing I'm talking about is not even early access, it's before early access, right? And Rogue Core, like Deep Rock Galactic, is going to be going into early access first before going to 1.0. Going to go through the process. But even before that, it's kind of this thing that, you know, we have an idea, we have a vision for what a game can be. And then as we are making it, and our process is very iterative, right? It is instead also inviting players into that process. So it's not just ourselves playing our game and kind of making it as it is, but it is also us seeing how people play the stuff that we're working on in its very rough states, because that is also where we are the most empowered to make changes, the most empowered to actually improve designs and really kind of like craft the game in a way that kind of matches not only our vision, but also matches as well as possible the way players end up playing it.
Yeah. What about, I mean, in the timeline of Rogue Core's development, why do the closed alpha now? Why not earlier? Why not later?
So, I mean, I'm a strong believer that we need to do this before we're comfortable doing it. So I don't know if that makes sense, but it really, I mean, it is like if we were comfortably opening up and let people in, we would not honestly be saying that we wanted feedback that we could actually utilize in the game development of Rogue Core, right? So that is why we're doing it now. We're doing it when we still feel that it is risky and we don't have all the answers and the game is still under development, because we honestly want the feedback from the community. We honestly want to have a journey together with our audience in developing Rogue Core.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mike, earlier you mentioned that this closed alpha sort of marks us going into open development with Rogue Core. Can you talk a little bit more about what that's going to entail, what people can expect when you, I mean, if you're not super tuned into game development or whatever, when you say open development, what does that mean? What more, or what are we doing differently? What's coming out of Ghost Ship then?
Sure. So I think, and I don't know how other companies approach this, so I don't want to speak for the industry as a whole, but for us, what this means is that we have a build of the game. We work on it, and I mean, this is our process already now, right? Where we work for a few weeks, we create a build of the game that has maybe some new features that we want to try out, or something we want to get in, and new enemies, stuff like that. We do it, and then we play it ourselves here internally at Ghost Ship Games. We talk about then what we experienced, what we like, and then we make plans based on that. Again, kind of like Mikkel was saying, we do not have this like super planned out roadmap thing going on. It's instead key points that we're trying to hit as we go along. And then with the open development, the main thing that is changing here is how many people get to try out the things that we are working on. So the process wouldn't completely change. The idea here would be that we work on the game, we have a build, then that build goes out to the people that have access to the closed alpha at that time, right? And then they get to play, we get to see how they talk, we get to play with them. For example, for us, very interesting are the conversations that people have, not just with us, but also with each other about the game, right? Because that's also where we can glean, because it's not just about getting requests from players and then trying to make a task list based on that.
Yeah.
It is instead to kind of see how people are playing our game, and from that try to figure out what it is that we need to make that game even better. And so therefore, we would go through this process, and based on that, it would influence what we are going to be working on next. Then again, we're going to work some more. At some point, we're again going to be in a state where we are ready to have players play the game. And again, we're going to see, okay, now we've made all these things, give it a try. Yeah. Let's see how that works.
We're not going to let in everyone when we start having the closed alpha run. We're going to let in a bunch of people. We're going to test, and then there will go some time will go by, and then we will invite more people. So it's not going to be there's going to be one day that is like the big day where maybe the first one will feel big for us, right?
Of course.
But after that, we will just have this happen all the way up until early access.
Okay. So that is to say, if when we run this closed alpha, if you see a big block of people talking about, oh, I got in, and you haven't got in, don't worry. That doesn't mean that we singled you out and said you don't get it. We're just going a few people or some block at a time. And I guess that's also a bigger logistics thing, because like you said, when Deep Rock was an early play test, it was like, oh, sweet, a dozen people want to do this, and now hopefully Rogue Core gets some thousands, tens of thousands, who knows?
Yeah.
But
we'll see. Hopefully more, but yeah.
But I mean, so it seems like also what I'm hearing is how exactly we run it, and how many people get let in and at what interval kind of depends on, are we talking 30,000 people or 300,000 people interested in playing?
It's also a matter of us actually being able to manage the feedback that we get.
Exactly.
And so if we let, 500,000 people in at once, it's we are gonna miss everything, right? I mean, it's gonna be impossible for us to follow the discussions and the feedback, so.
Yeah.
I also just want to say, I mean, for this process, we're not following some sort of formula.
No.
I mean, so we are also figuring out exactly what is going to work best for us and for Rogue Core and for this development process. So, I mean, how many people we let in, that's going to change depending on our experiences and also what we need. And so again, we don't know exactly how this is going to go. This is something that we're also going to be figuring out as we go.
Cool. And in looking at sort of the fundamentals of how Rogue Core works, I think also what's interesting, especially going into this closed alpha, is thinking about the large majority of people going into this will be Deep Rock fans. And of course you go in with Deep Rock as your frame of reference for what to expect from this, for what you know, for what you like. And I guess I'm interested in hearing your guys' thoughts on sort of the, expectations management, or sort of the feeling of knowing that we're going into something that is, inspired by Deep Rock, but also in a ton of ways really different. And what are your thoughts or feelings on, knowing that there will be people going in and saying, oh shoot, this isn't what I ordered, or this is so different. What's the sort of, how do you guys feel or manage those expectations?
I don't know how we manage them, but they are there, and they are not. I mean, you shouldn't come into Rogue Core expecting to play Deep Rock Galactic 2 or something like that. If we are doing stuff that is drastically different from Deep Rock Galactic. And hopefully people who play Deep Rock Galactic will also appreciate getting a different kind of game experience when they play Rogue Core, right? And we have that feeling that, well, if you want the Deep Rock Galactic experience, well, go and play Deep Rock, right? I mean, and now we are making a Rogue Core, which is different. It has a different feeling. It has a different vibe than Deep Rock Galactic, right? So I don't know. People need to follow it, and then they need to set their own expectation. But they're not going to get Deep Rock Galactic. They're going to get a game that takes place in the same universe, but it is going to be different.
In terms of those differences, those new things, are there any particular features or aspects of Rogue Core that you guys are really excited to see people get their hands on and hear what people think? I mean, gameplay mechanics, weaponry, enemies, physical setting.
For me, perhaps the single most exciting thing is this whole co-op, power building aspect. This thing that, as you do as a team, it is really kind of like one of the cornerstones of Rogue Core, and I'm very, very excited to see how players actually start working with the system, how they start working with each other, and how that's going to work.
It is challenging, and it is going to be challenging for players, right? Because suddenly you are not just sitting there and minding your own business, and you need to be happy if your teammate gets the good upgrade.
Yeah.
I think one of the kind of things that will help with this, and that I think that we need to work towards, is to kind of foster this mentality in the players that the goal is the completion of the mission, and not making yourself as powerful as you can or getting what you want, but it is instead like, what do we need to do to complete the mission, right? That is the goal, and that is something that then the players can kind of like have as a shared goal.
Yeah. We should probably wrap it up, but before we go, if there's anything people take away from this, what should folks know? If you're just hearing about Rogue Core, or if you've been excited for it for a while and you want to get involved with this close alpha, where do you go? What do you do? What should you know?
So go to the Steam page, or go to Steam and search for Rogue Core, or stuff like that. There you can sign up for the closed alpha. There you can follow the game to get our beautiful newsletter written by Aaron Hathaway himself.
Oh, Mike.
And there you can also, of course, wishlist the game as well. You can go to our Discord. It is the same Discord as Deep Rock Galactic. The two games share a Discord because we expect them to share a community and all that stuff. There is a Rogue Core part of the Discord. You can also, if you're into Reddit, there is a subreddit. It is a separate one. It is called Rogue Core.
Yeah.
I think that will get you pretty much everything you need.
I don't think. Yeah.
You can send us physical mail as well. Our address is on our website.
Yeah.
If that's.
Aaron reads it, and then
I do read them.
then
Sometimes
he makes
I
us
answer.
read it.
We might send you a postcard.
I just want to say as a final note, maybe, that, I mean, obviously Rogue Core will still have Rock and Stone.
Yes.
So yes, the Reclaimers are still honoring Rock and Stone. So
That's great to hear.
yeah, just if we were wondering.
Well, that'll do it for this time, and just want to say on behalf of all of us at Ghost Ship Games, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've had a lovely Triple I showcase experience, and we'll see you soon on the internet talking to you about computer games.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.